Hello everybody and welcome back to my Survival Island series. I forgot to record the intro for today's episode, so if you look at the day counter you'll realize that it is a little bit ahead. In today's episode I am building a iron farm slash villager trading hall, and it turned out looking way better than I could have hoped for, so if you guys do want to see the finished product, make sure you watch till the end. The first thing I did before starting the construction of the iron farm was lock in this villager's trade. Since he was discounted, I wanted to get mending on him. Then I started to terraform some of the surrounding area before marking out the area where the iron farm would sit. When I finished marking out the area, I found the center and started building up the collection area for the iron farm. Once all the walls of the collection system were in, I started building out the platform, surrounded it in leaves so golems can't spawn on them, and then finished off the collection system. The iron farm portion is almost done. All that's left is placing beds, water, and moving this villager up to the top so he can see all the beds so that all the other villagers can claim a bed. I basically built up the entire iron farm now. I just need a bucket of lava to put in here, and then I will be able to start moving my villagers in. And typically in this type of farm, you would have the villagers in their own cells right here every other block, and they'd be facing the outside. I want to change it up a little bit, and I'll have all my villagers facing the inside, so it's more of like a room instead of having to run around the iron farm. So for now, I am just going to wait for these two villagers to continue breeding until I get a total of 31 villagers, and then I'll be able to move them into their cells, give them all workstations, and then the iron farm will start working. I've marked out most of the cells, and I left space right here for an entrance. I am also going to drop the inside of the iron farm down by 1, so this will be the floor level. And I've never actually done this when making an iron farm, so I mean, worst comes to worst, I have to replace the entire ground with glass or leaves or something that iron golems can't spawn on, but I think it'll be fine. At least I hope so. Now that the floor has been flattened out, I'm going to start building up these cells, and they're just going to go straight up, and then eventually I'll decorate this more so it looks better, but for now I'm just going to do this so I can get the villagers in. And then right here at the entrance, since it is dropped down a block, I will be putting just stair blocks right here, or maybe even slabs, so it's a smooth drop down. I'll get back to you when the farm is pretty much done. Now all of the adult villagers have a workstation that they're currently working at. So in the next Minecraft day, there should be golems spawning, because I think that's 20 villagers. I think the farm is quote-unquote done, because the iron farm should start working. I'm still going to continue getting more villagers to fill up the trading hall. And just like that, we have our first golem spawn. The iron farm is fully functioning. Now all that's left to do is fill in the rest of the trading hall, and then I will decorate it. And I did plan for golems spawning right here. In a creative test world, I did put leaves all over these spots. Golems won't be spawning on the outside in the future, but for now, I will just have to deal with it. All the villagers have finally grown up. That means I have everything that I need to finish this. So let's go and do that right now. Just like that, everything is done. I've moved all the villagers in. Now the entire iron farm is finished. Eventually I will lock in all of the rest of the trades. I just don't feel like doing that right now. So now it is time to get into decorating the iron farm so it doesn't look like this, just in the middle of the island. I've already gathered up pretty much all the deep slate that I have, and it's not even going to be close to enough. I did try mining a little bit while I was waiting for the villagers to grow up, and I just The iron pickaxe is not very good at mining deep slate efficiently, but I'll mark out the walls and stuff, and then we'll talk about what kind of decoration and like detailing I'm thinking about doing for like the castle towers and walls and stuff. After using all of the deep slate that I have, this was all that I could do. It's 5 blocks tall right now, and it's definitely going to need to be a lot taller than that, so I'm going to have to go mining for quite a while. But before that, I think I'm really close to being able to make a full enchanting table, so let's just see how close we are. Oh, that's enough. There we go. 15 bookshelves. Now I just need to find a permanent spot for this. But I guess for now I'll put it over here. But before I could enchant anything, I needed some more levels, so I went to the nether and started mining quartz until I got to level 30. Now that I have 30 levels, it's finally time to see what I get. The first level 30 enchant. That's pretty good. I might as well just add efficiency 2 to it. 3 more levels. Well, time to go down to the mines and get some more deep slate. A lot more deep slate. I'll be back with you when I have a ton of deep slate. I mined deep slate for about an hour, and this is how much I got. I hope this is enough to finish the castle here. I also found a bit of gold and diamonds, but now I'm just going to get into building up the basic framework, and then we'll get into all the details and stuff. Now that I have the base structure of the castle down, it is time to start putting in all the details. I think I'm going to rough it up a little bit with deep slate tiles to make it look older. Maybe a little bit of cobbled deep slate in there as well. I also want to put some chiseled deep slate in there. Maybe at some of these intersections right here and at the top of the towers. Maybe a few windows on the tower end on here too. For the windows, I'm thinking I'm just going to go with copper trapdoors. Hopefully they oxidize quickly. But I'm going to go copper trapdoors, and in the middle, iron bars. Just like this. Once the copper trapdoors oxidized, I'll add a bit of color as well to the castle so it's not all dark. Now that I've done a bit of detailing, it's starting to look a little better. I think these walls right here are still looking a little plain though, even though I've added a little bit like this to make it look like bricks are missing and to make it look like it's a little more cracked down here. Actually, I did start cooking up some cracked deep slate bricks. Maybe I'll sprinkle those in around here. This is supposed to look like it's more damaged, so I put it a little more on the load bearing areas where there's a little more weight on the base of it. Now I just need to find out how to make the entrance look a little more accented and find out what to do with this little area right here on both sides because it looks very plain. I feel like now all it's lacking is just a little bit more color. It is kind of boring with just the trapdoors, so I think I'm going to go get some warped wood and try adding buttons in places to see if that spruces it up a bit. Honestly, the buttons are a little darker than I remember them being, but I still feel like once the trapdoor is fully oxidized, they'll look pretty good, because they do go well with the actual copper blocks. Now, I think I want to try using warped trapdoors and a door here. See if it kind of looks like a gate. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I wonder how it would look if I replaced all the copper trapdoors with warped trapdoors. I feel like the warped trapdoors look a lot better, which kind of sucks because now I have a bunch of copper trapdoors I don't know what to do with. But with the exterior being completed, it's now time to move on to the interior. And now that I have warped stem, I feel like I'm going to use a lot in here, and I might actually have to go and get more, because this definitely will not be enough. I think for the floor in here, I might actually go with deep slate tiles and not wood. And then I'll use the warped stem as like an accent. I'll replace all of these oak trapdoors as well. The first thing I want to tackle is this kill chamber right here. I'm going to put chiseled deep slate in the corners with deep slate bricks between them. And then I'll put a window right here so we can see into the kill chamber. Just in case you guys are wondering why I'm placing trapdoors here, it has two purposes. One of them is so that this guy, oh, he claimed the blast furnace, is so that when I break this, he can't escape, but I can still get in here. So he is trapped in his cell. Another thing is, since the trapdoor is here and most workstations are as tall as a full block, baby zombies can't jump in through there. They'll get caught on the trapdoor. So it serves both those purposes in protecting the villagers and keeping them in their spot. One of the things that I want to do is get rid of all these torches. Since the glass is here, the lava will actually light up a majority of this space. But I think I'm still going to put lanterns in the corners. And I think I'm going to use stripped warp stem, a fence, and a lantern just like that. It actually might be better to use the whole log like that. I'm going to use slabs in these two spots to make it look more like it's supposed to be here rather than just something that I stuck in place. Now that we have lighting, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with all these holes. For now, I'm going to fill them in and see how it looks. I think what the walls are missing right now is just a bit more texture. I'm going to try using some chiseled deep slate and putting it in different places, seeing if it improves the walls a little bit. And also in the corners here, I'm going to do the same thing like I did right here and put the chiseled deep slate in the corners. I tried putting tiled deep slate stairs and slabs here, but they just don't work very well. I think what I'm going to try and do instead is use warped stairs. I think that adds a little bit, and maybe some trapdoors next to it. Like that. It looks a little bit better with these in place, but I still feel like the walls are missing something, or maybe the ceiling. I'm gonna just experiment with some stuff, and I will get back to you when I have something. After a bit of messing around, this is what I've landed on. I decided to go with warped stem in the corners and in the middle, and I feel like that works pretty well with the deep slate. I was just about to record the outro and I saw a skeleton horse outside. It was a thunderstorm and I just went to go sleep, and he's just standing right here. Oh, that is going to be it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.